What? No, dude!
Congratulations! This video news is available as working cameras and channels. Thank you so much. Welcome to Royal Match News today, June 17th. My name is King Robert. Let's start it. Electric scooters are crashing into people and cars. Man fell the red light.
Electric scooters come to your town yet? Around the world, they're a cheap, quick, and fun way to get around. Maybe a little too fun for some people. As Stephen Fabian explains, plenty of trips to the ER and worse are being blamed on e-scooters.
They fly down the street at speeds sometimes in excess of 50 miles per hour. They run red lights and can be a source of chaos on crowded city streets. Whoa! Watch what happens to this woman as she tries to exit a bus. She's mowed down by a guy on an electric scooter.
She returned here to her husband's hometown.
Earlier this month, actress Lisa Baines, best known for playing Ben Affleck's mother-in-law in the movie Gone Girl, was killed while crossing Amsterdam Avenue on New York's Upper West Side. A scooter ran a red light and smashed into the actress. It happened right here. Police say the suspect fled the scene and remains at large. Here's Les Trent.
Many critics say e-scooters like this are becoming a dangerous nuisance on congested streets across the nation. So how much havoc are they causing? To find out, we hit the streets of New York City to see for ourselves.
In a matter of minutes, we saw scooters blowing through red lights.
You just ran right through a red light.
What?
You just went right through a red light.
That's fine. We watched as electric scooters bobbed and weaved in and out of traffic.
I almost got killed twice.
Susan Dressner says she's scared to walk down the street.
You have the electric bikes, you have scooters, and they're going on the sidewalks now.
You're not supposed to be on the sidewalk.
If they run into me, I'm a goner.
The injuries can be catastrophic.
Ankle fractures, hip fractures, shoulders, the bone here, the humerus, skull fractures. We've had neck injuries.
Dr. Daniel Murphy runs the emergency room at St. Barnabas Hospital in New York.
Just drive around here and it is a free-for-all.
And it's not just city streets. It's happening all across the country with knuckleheads like this riding scooters down crowded highways.
Bro, what are you doing? Bro, what are you doing?
There's now a call to stiffen the legal penalty for scooter drivers who hit pedestrians and then flee the scene.
Family's iPhone burst into flames while charging overnight. House as fire ignited.
A family says an iPhone exploded, setting fire overnight while 5 kids were sleeping upstairs.
To see a video of it actually going up in flames like that was crazy. It was pretty scary because we always have that counter a mess with schoolwork and books, and Jen had just luckily cleaned it off the night before.
Brian and Jennifer Leesgang from Cincinnati, Ohio, say they had no idea anything had happened until their son noticed the phone on the kitchen counter looked damaged.
What do you think started the fire?
I'm assuming the battery was so degraded that it overheated. We had no indication that the battery was degraded. The performance of the phone was working fine.
The family says the phone, an iPhone 4, was purchased brand new more than a decade ago, around when it first came out in 2010. They say it was being charged overnight using the cord it came with in a relatively new power outlet.
The outlet in our kitchen still works fine, so I don't think it was anything electrical. Our kitchen's only 4 years old, and we've never had any other issues with the wiring.
With billions of iPhones being used around the world, fires like this one are extremely rare. Apple told Inside Edition Digital that it is aware of the incident involving Leesgang's device and is looking into the matter further. Brian and Jennifer claim an Apple representative told them
they basically, in so many terms, called the device that had the issue vintage. and that they do not expect their customers to be using their products after 7 years.
USA Today Tech Life columnist Jennifer Jolly says it's fine to use an old phone, but she has the following advice.
If that gadget is older than, say, 5 years old, have it inspected. Replace the battery. That's oftentimes a lot less expensive than replacing the entire device. When you charge your phone and it gets really hot in your hand, that's a warning signal that there could be damage either to the battery itself or to the charging cable.
And never let kids charge their phones in their bedrooms.
Because it can be a potential danger to charge these older devices in sheets. It can cause damage to the battery. It can cause overheating if it's charging under sheets or under a pillow.
The Lease Gangs hope sharing what happened to them raises awareness about potential risks.
We're an ordinary family in the United States that just has 5 kids that we pass down our products to, like so many other families. And if it can happen to us, it can happen to them.
I'm Lee Sheps for Inside Edition Digital.
School bus driver slams on brakes with students on board. Bus stuck kids scary.
Now, video that has lots of people asking, what was he thinking? A school bus driver intentionally slams on the brakes. He says he was trying to teach the students a lesson to stay in their seats, but parents, including this mom, are outraged. Here's Les Trent.
It's the video that's landed a school bus driver in hot water.
It really turned my stomach to see all the little bodies at the front go flying forward.
You guys need to be in your seats.
The driver says he wants to teach the kids a lesson.
You guys want to see how dangerous that is?
Here it is from another angle.
Oh my God! Do you get that? That's why you need to be in your seat. Turn around and sit down properly.
Turns out the guy behind the wheel is a substitute school bus driver filling in for the regular driver. One of the youngsters had the wherewithal to call her parents. The driver tries to explain his actions to the dad of a shaken student he just dropped off.
Dude, they were bouncing all over the place. I was coming to a stop and I hit the brakes hard because they were not listening. So I'm sorry if she got hurt.
Lauren Thomason says her son Hudson slammed his head on the seat in front of him. She says he had just recovered from a concussion from an unrelated accident.
We were nervous to even let him ride the bus again with the concussion, and I really wish I wouldn't have. It brought back all of his concussion symptoms. We started having migraines again.
It was incredibly scary.
The driver later wrote to the school board outside Denver. I am sincerely sorry for my choice of actions. There are no excuses for what transpired.
You guys want to see how dangerous that is? Do you get that? That's why you need...
The bus driver now faces 30 child abuse charges for allegedly slamming on the brakes on purpose. The school district calls his actions completely unacceptable, adding that he will never again be allowed behind the wheel of one of their buses.
Man saves 6-year-old drowning in pool, boy die get hospital.
As we head into summer comes a reminder to always watch your kids at the pool. A 6-year-old boy was on vacation in Florida when he fell into the water, but luckily a good Samaritan was nearby. Stephen Fabian has details.
Horror at a swimming pool. A 6-year-old falls off his float and he can't swim. His arms flail. Then he goes under. His frantic cousin, who's poolside, can't swim either. He pushes the float closer to the boy named Oscar to try to save him. But no luck. The cousin's screams are chilling. Those screams were heard by a nearby maintenance worker turned hero. He runs to the pool, rips off his shoes, and leaps in, fully clothed. He grabs the submerged boy and gets him over to the side. Then, with the help of the cousin, he gets the now unconscious boy out and starts CPR. Other vacationers at the apartment complex in Fort Lauderdale gather to help. The boy's mom arrives and falls to the ground in anguish. Someone at the pool desperately called 911 and cops quickly arrived to the scene. Thanks to that hero, the boy was breathing, but unconscious.
Can you squeeze my hand, bud? Can you squeeze my hand?
They keep trying to revive him.
How long was he in the water? Maybe 2 minutes.
An officer carries the boy to a waiting paramedic who takes him to an ambulance, with the panicked mother following close behind. And here's the hero who saved the day, Yvonne Ocampo.
I was like, maybe he's dead.
You actually were worried the boy was dead.
Yeah, definitely.
If it wasn't for the Good Samaritan, I fear that Oscar's outcome would have been a lot worse.
After 2 days in the hospital, Oscar is now home, and his mom tells us he's doing fine. A far cry from this terrifying day at the pool.
So glad Oscar's okay. The incident is also a reminder to learn CPR.
Today the story ends here and started weather.
Audio Jungle. Audio Jungle.
Weather Wednesday, June 18th, 2 o'clock to 5 o'clock, 2300 night, star +16 +13 +18, 8 o'clock to 11 o'clock, 1400 to 1700, 2000 Sunday +18 +24 +27 +27 +24. June 19, 21, 22 +24 +25 +30. And goodbye. This is All Royal Match News. Number phone 775-218-6200.